Well, it's been a sleepless night for many South Africans and in the ANC as well. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe joins us, telling us earlier that you haven't slept a wink. It's been a challenging and emotional night. Thank you so much for being here, and do accept our condolences on the passing of the former president. It's been a huge, historic day so far. How this news has been absorbed by so many people around the world, I mean, that reaction still comes through. Talk to us about the behind-the-scenes reaction for all of those in the ANC who knew Mr. Mandela in so many intimate ways.
Emmanuel, know that we're supposed to have a National Executive Committee meeting today. That meeting will go ahead, but it will not be 4 days, it will be half a day, just to deal with the news that we received as we're gathering for the eNCA last night of the passing of East Twaland's Aparangwe, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. When we received the news, we thought of how do we describe the departure of Mandela, and we got the words from one of the stalwarts of our movement, which describe that generation of leaders were almost greater than life, and he described them in this way. In the life of every nation, there arise men who leave an indelible and eternal stamp on the history of their peoples, men who are both products and makers of history. And when they pass, they leave a vision of a new and a better life and tools with which to win and build it. And we think it fits Mandela. He is a product and a maker of history. And here he is, he has passed on now. And we're passing our condolences mainly to the family, the Mandela family, Amadlomo, Omatiba. We're passing our condolences to the ANC, which was another family of Mandela. We're passing the condolences to the nation and the world. We think that this is time that Mandela must unite South Africa, and we must move forward as one. It is not time to be petty. It is time to be great, to behave in a way that befits Mandela, and that is what the ANC is going to do.
It certainly is a watershed day, and perhaps we can reflect on that unity that his death will no doubt bring. We also want to talk to you about what is going to be a very harrowing and very difficult 10 days ahead. One hopes also 10 days of celebrating a life. But we've had so many guests in the past 3 or 4 hours since Iman and I have been on air, also reflecting on their personal relationship with Nelson Mandela. Can you share something with us?
To me, Mandela was almost a father. Yes, he is 4 years younger than my father, so he's my father. And he treated us like that. Actually, when you interacted with Mandela, you didn't feel that you are dealing with a leader, with a world icon. You felt that you were dealing with a wise leader of an organization you belong to. You wish to spend more and more times with him. All of us have the same experience with him. He was nice, tough, but that tough love that you wouldn't do as you wish and hope that Mandela will leave you alone because you are a young man. He would call you back and actually be rough with you. In the process, he shaped us, and the organization shaped us, and Mandela was the hand of shaping us, together with that generation of leaders, a great generation of leaders in the ANC.
Over the last couple of months, years in fact, we were talking to Shaka Sisulu, the grandson of Walter Sisulu, a little earlier on, talking about the last couple of years and the ill health that Madiba had experienced. You know, we all reported from the sidelines, the statements from the presidency, the statements from the ANC, the statements from the family. For all of you who were behind the scenes, who had the privilege of seeing him in hospital during those times, being taken on this emotional roller coaster with the rest of South Africa, I mean, what were your thoughts at those times when we didn't know, it was touch and go?
I must tell you, the last year was the most difficult period for us because one time the deputy president of the ANC was supposed to go to China, and Mandela fell in. We cancelled that trip on the day of departure. The president of the ANC was to go to Mozambique. We cancelled that trip. There were those moments where Mandela made us to panic, and we tried to keep a straight face, pretend as if we're not panicking, we are relaxing. But the reality of the matter is that we always prayed for him to stay longer. And we even hoped that he would wake up one day and walk and talk to us and be able to explain many things to us. We thought that we didn't get enough, though we actually spent enough time. If you take the collective of the ANC and the time we spent with Mandela, we learned a lot out of him. And I don't think we can ask for more.
Gwede Mantashe, are you able to, and with as much respect and sensitivity, to reflect on Nelson Mandela's final hours? Who was at the house? Who was at his bedside?
The family was there. We were aware all the time. That's why we were in Pretoria within minutes, we were in Houghton within minutes, because when things were looking bad, we all understood that things were looking bad. The family was there. We gave space to the family. The doctors were there. The defense force was there. We kept ourselves out of that stampede so that we give the man time to relax and be peaceful in his sleep.
Again, as Jeremy said, Mr. Mantashe, it's difficult sometimes to ask some of these questions, but we must. In the days that lie ahead, are you able to tell us what we can expect? I mean, it's only day one. We're all still processing the shock of this news, even though in some ways, perhaps we expected it, that this day would come inevitably. It is upon us, the President making the statement last night saying that a state funeral would be enacted for former President Mandela. The flags around the country would be at half-mast. What can South Africans expect over the next couple of days? What is the running order?
I can't talk for the state in detail, but the program of the state will run parallel to the program of the ANC. Today we'll have that ANC and we'll be talking to everybody. All the provinces will be here and we'll be saying to them, go back, go and prepare. So that tomorrow we can be able to say, we'll have memorial services in venue X, Y, and Z, which will not just be in the province, it will be in the district. We'll also announce tomorrow where will people place flowers, messages of condolences, and tomorrow we must be ready for that, and we'll be informing everybody. On day 3 and 4, it will be a day where we will be interacting with as many people as we can. Want to talk to us, want to talk to us as a family. We're an extended family. We're actually part of that family.
And in many ways, that process, day 3 and 4, is critical because of the closure that it will bring.
That is where we're going to be talking to as many people as possible, fraternal organization, other formation in various sectors of society. On day 5 will be the state memorial service, which will be in Gauteng, which is quite a convenient province to have that memorial service. And 6, 7, and 8 will be the provincial memorial services. On day 4, 9, we'll be migrating to the Eastern Cape, all our operations there, for the funeral on day 10. And the biggest worry is whether Umtata will be able to carry the load. That remains the biggest problem. In terms of infrastructure, there is no stadium of note there. The open fields there are also not as big as they should be. So that is where the nightmare will be. Whether Umtata will be able to carry the load or whether we can be able to talk to the people of South Africa to say, mourn as much as you can in the provinces so that we don't create unnecessary stampede in the funeral of Nelson Mandela. Because the actual funeral will be a family event which will not be a mass rally.
Gwede Mantashe again from all of us here at eNCA and ETV. Thank you very much for joining us, and once again our condolences. We do appreciate you coming through.
Know more. eNCA.com